A lot of men seem to think that financial success leads to dating success. And honestly, I don't blame y'all for thinking that, because there's a lot of gurus online telling men to focus on their purpose and focus on their finances, focus on their career, and that the women will just come later. But if financial success was really all you needed to attract your 10 out of 10 dream woman, then a lot of men would be dating their 10 out of 10 dream woman right now. You watching this would probably be dating your 10 out of 10 dream woman right now. See, financial security is definitely attractive to women, and it's definitely important in a relationship, no doubt. But if that was all that mattered, then things would be a lot different for you right now. But the truth is that that's only a small piece of the puzzle, especially when we're talking about high quality women, like your 10 out of 10 dream woman that you'd actually like to spend the rest of your life with and have that dream relationship with. See, that woman, that true perfect woman that has everything you ever wanted in a partner, she's not that simple. She's not just gonna be conquered just by financial success alone. And if she was, she probably wouldn't be your dream woman, right? Because that just sounds like a gold digger. Now, if you clicked on this video, you probably already started noticing that yourself, but you still haven't pinpointed exactly why, because no one has actually shown you what attracts women. Now, the good news is that most of my clients are successful men in their 30s and 40s who, just like you, were not told the full story of what actually attracts women. And so I've seen firsthand what they're doing to lose attraction with women, and I'm gonna share that with you today so you can stop making the same mistakes. I'm also gonna divide this into 3 different archetypes of men so that no matter what career type you chose to go into, you're gonna get some value out of this video. Starting with number 1, the office job guy. This is for the men who spend a large portion of their day in an office and don't get much human interaction. These are your accountants, your lawyers, your software engineers, who I've coached lots of. The main problem that you men are facing is that you are not getting out and interacting with humans at all. You spend so much time in the office talking numbers, talking all this logical talk about a business or whatever, what have you, that when you actually go talk to a woman, this reflects in your vibe. And so what's happening is you're coming across as very, very logical and very boring. But the number one thing you could do right now to become more charming instantly is to simply smile. You alpha guys tend to have a very bland vibe, and you walk up to the girl with this straight face like it's a business proposal, like, "Hi, I'm a Johnny. Yeah, I was just walking by and you look cute, so I came to say hi." I'm kind of cracking a smile because I can't even do it, but that's actually what you guys are looking like. You're very serious and there's no smile. It's not charming at all, and you just can't attract women this way, man. So that's the first thing you could do, but also you need to just inject a little bit more emotion into the conversation. Don't be so serious. Crack a joke here and there, make the girl laugh, and actually you laugh yourself. So if you actually laugh yourself, you're gonna lighten up the mood so much more, and the approach is gonna be a lot more engaging, charming, and the woman's gonna actually relate with you a little bit. It's gonna lead to longer conversations, it's gonna lead to higher levels of attraction, and it's just gonna lead to a stronger connection that the woman can actually connect with you, and she'll actually wanna talk to you and go on a date with you. Now, the biggest question I get about being more emotional is, okay, well, what topics should I talk about to be emotional? What are some emotional topics? And look, it's actually funny because the nature of the question itself is very logical. You're very focused on the topic at hand. And there is emotional topics that you could stick to. In fact, just to name a few: childhood, travel, relationships, all are emotional. But what if you were to actually focus on the way you talk about these things and not so much the topic itself? Because see, even if you're talking about something logical, or maybe something not necessarily super emotional, but you're talking about like your day, like how was your day? Might seem like a boring question, right? But with the right delivery and the right emotion placed behind it, you can make a simple question like how was your day just so much more engaging and fun. So I'll give you an example. If someone were to ask me how was my day right now, I could say, yeah, my day was good so far. Went to the gym, did some work. That's very, very logical, right? But instead, I could choose to communicate about it in a very emotional way. Talk about the feeling behind things. Talk about just put some passion behind what you say. And I'll give you an example. Somebody asked me how my day is. I go, yo, it's been amazing. I woke up right on time. I notice if I ever lay in bed when I wake up, I just feel sluggish and lazy and I don't want to do as much work. So I lose a lot of momentum. But today I got up straight away, got a bunch of work done. I even hit the gym. So I just feel really productive and accomplished. accomplished right now. It's amazing. I'm like ready to get on to the next thing. So instead of saying, yeah, you know, I got work, I went to the gym, I just communicated in such a more fun, passionate way. And I talked about the feeling behind getting things done. And that is how you connect with women, not by being the boring, logical office guy. Now moving on to number 2, the doctor. I've coached a lot of men in the medical field, doctors, surgeons, dentists. The problem with this archetype of man is that he's spending all day inside an establishment filled with women. And it's very counterintuitive because you might think, oh, well, he's spending time with women. He must understand them so well. So he must do well with women, right? They're telling them exactly how he needs to attract them. But this is the problem, man. It's that being around something doesn't just help you understand it. You start to become like that thing, right? You ever heard the saying, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with? So imagine spending all day long with women. You know what that does to you? You become feminine. And this is the number 1 issue with my guys out there in the medical field. Is you guys are just becoming way too feminine and you're no longer assertive. You barely lead. But not only that, I think more importantly, your communication and the way you speak is coming across almost a little bit gay. I'll give you an example. This archetype of man tends to drag out his words like, oh my God. Very feminine thing I'm sure you've heard. So you want to be careful of this. You want to be careful how your work life affects your dating life. Do not start speaking like the women at your work. If you're ever interacting with a woman and you catch yourself dragging out your words, then just notice that and just dial it back and just speak the sentence like a man. Speak the word. Don't have to drag it out. Here's another really feminine style of communication that men need to stay away from. It's called upward intonation. This is where you end your sentence or a word with an upward pitch. So the pitch starts low, but then it gets high at the end of the sentence. Give you an example. If you ever hear a woman order her food, she literally is using upward tonality the whole way through. She's like, yeah, can I get the number 5? Women always do this. Pay attention if you're ever on a date. And they'll ask her, yeah, can I get a name for the order? The woman will go, Abby? It's always the same thing. Now, the men are mirroring this because they're spending so much time with the women. They're speaking femininely and they're speaking like women. And you're picking up on this subconsciously. You don't even realize it, but you're starting to use upward tonality. So you're talking to the girl, you sound like this. Hey, excuse me. Hey, I just wanted to say you looked really cute. What's your name? I'm a Johnny. And it's just, the whole thing just sounds feminine and it's unattractive, okay? And it's costing you attraction. Women want a confident masculine man that communicates in a masculine way. So use downward tonality. Hey, excuse me. Hey, I just want to say you look really cute. Yeah, my name's Johnny. What's your name? Yo, we should grab a coffee sometime. Not, maybe we can grab a coffee. No, we should grab a coffee sometime. You see the difference? Downward tonality communicates certainty, assertiveness. You don't doubt yourself. You're very certain about what you're saying. Don't frame things like they're a question. You know your name. It's not a Johnny, it's a Johnny. Now moving on to number 3, the sales guy. Now this one's actually really interesting because there's a lot of parallels between sales and dating. Like what gets you the sell and what gets you the woman. However, they still have their differences and the sales guy fails to distinguish between a sale and an interaction with a woman. Now I will say the benefit of coming from a sales background is that you've already been desensitized to rejection, at least to some extent. So if you're in sales, you probably resonate with this. You take a lot of action. You're actually going up to the women. You're going, you know, screw it. I might not know what to say, but I'm gonna go do it because you're a go-getter. And that's how you are with sales and it's gotten you success. But every time you talk to women, you barely get phone numbers. And even if you do, you are getting ghosted. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. The number 1 thing that you sales guys are getting wrong is that you're treating it too much like a sale and you're putting way too much pressure on the woman. The whole interaction just feels salesy. Even when it comes to the start of the interaction, like literally stopping the girl. You guys will use sales tactics to get the girl to stop. Like, yo, excuse me, like just 1 second. Yo, give me 1 second of your time, 1 second. And it's just like very pressury. It already feels like you're trying to sell her something. Moreover, once you actually get the girl to stop, the rest of the conversation feels salesy too because you're trying to get the sale. So you're very quick to ask for a phone number instead of just vibing and chilling and hold on, relax. It's not a sale, brother. It's a woman. Just vibe, talk, slow things down. and connect with her a little bit. A lot of this comes from that grit and that determination to get the sale, because your paycheck depends on it, right? So if you don't get that sale, you might not be able to make rent, and it's good. It's gotten you a lot of success in the field that you work in. But when it comes to the woman, it makes the whole thing feel rushed, quick, high pressure, and just like, whoa, like too much. If you actually just slow things down, you'll be a lot more attractive to the woman. So that's my challenge to you sales guys, is just slow down, take your eyes off the phone number for a second. That's not the prize. Because even if you get that phone number, man, like that girl's not gonna respond to you if you don't actually connect with her. And I'm sure you realize that by now, right? You've probably seen how many of these phone numbers are actually flaky. So just slow it down. You don't need to go for a phone number. Just focus on hanging in there with the girl, having a long conversation. The longer, the better, the more connection. And maybe if it's going good and you're connecting with her and you're making her laugh, everything's going great, instead of going for a phone number, you can go for a lead. Now, this video was about the main reasons why successful men are still not seeing that same success in their dating life and how to fix it. But if you want to learn how to actually put it all together into an approach, then click the video that's on screen now. It's about the perfect first 10 seconds of an approach. But if you're done sitting around watching content, you want to be the man who actually takes action, then just click the link in the description and apply to work with me personally. In order to keep the coaching personal and results focused, I'm only opening 2 slots right now. So if you're serious about changing, then submit your application. And if you're a good fit, then I'll be in contact with you soon.